Okay, let's demonstrate the recursive use of reference frames. We'll start Blender and create a simple scene with a object, a body, and so what we'll do with this body, let's grab it and move it in the Z direction, 3 units. Okay, that's fine. So, and then we'll just create a reference frame. So we'll do Shift A, Shift A, there we go, to add a cube. That'll be at the origin, and let's make this a reference frame. So we select the body, and then we select this cube, and then we come over here to frames, and we'll add a reference frame. All right. So right now, that reference frame has these matrices, this 3x1, well, vector, which, as you'll see, is a 0, 0, 0 by default. We'll add a new one. We'll give this 0, 0, 1, so it'll always be either 1 meter per second or 1 radian per second in the Z direction, depending on whether we use it to apply to linear or angular velocity. So now we'll go back to this reference frame, and let's just add it to the well, angular velocity, like this. Now it should be that when we create a simulator and run this, let's put this in our temp directory, that the body will just spin around its z-axis. So let's see if that works. We'll do these and Control or Alt A. There we go. Okay, so it spins around the z-axis. Next, let's add another reference frame. All right, so we'll do Shift A, Mesh, create another cube. Let's grab this in the Y direction. Let's say -3 units, and we'll make that reference frame the reference frame in the global, and then this reference frame will attach to the body. So we create a new reference frame, and in this one we'll give it a linear velocity in the Z direction, and we'll rotate this. Let's say, well, we don't need to rotate it yet. I could just do it like this, and we do initial value, run simulation, and we'll see that the animated object will spin and move vertically. Great. Okay, so now we could rotate this, rotate it about its x-axis, 90 degrees. Let's rotate it about its x-axis, 180 degrees. Get it that direction for some reason. I like that. So we'll now, so now we create it, we run it, and we'll animate our simulation, and there we go. So it's moving, it's spinning due to this reference frame, and it's translating due to that reference frame. And so there's the first frame, there's the second frame. And if we, by the way, tried to let's say make a circular reference from this frame back to that frame, we can't, because that's a circular reference. And this body is already part of this frame, so that if we tried to make it part of, let's say, another frame, let me see here, let me do a Shift A, create another cube, grab this, just move it over here. If I tried to make this part of a frame based on that, again, I can't, because it's already part of another frame. So essentially we can have an unlimited number of recursive reference frames, as long as they don't create a circular reference, and also as long as each object is only in one frame itself. So I guess the only other, to close out this video, thing to do is to show the input file, and let's see here. So we'll see we have 2 reference frames here, and one node, which is our body. And then if we go here, we'll see here's our reference frames. We have reference frame 1 and 0. 1 is based on the global, 0 is a reference to reference 1, and we've improved our input file now so that it uses the reference frames So in this case, this body is related to this reference frame rather than the global. And the same thing with this, well, this node is related to the reference frame and this body is related to that node. Okay, so that's a quick overview of recursive reference frames.